If you're like many people during the fall and winter months, this bag of donuts will be more tempting than this exercise machine. But fitness experts give way to slay those temptations. Recently, a swim test was required as part of the Exercise 1000 program. One thing that environmental forensics target is the contaminants that harm the river, such as the one behind me. You require students to take a fitness class. Instructor Megan Sawyer says it's a good idea.
I think it's great, and I think it's something that needs to stay a requirement.
Sawyer says the requirement improves students' lives after high school.
A lot of times what happens is the PE instructors don't do a great job at trying to make kids more active and making it a positive experience for them.
Sawyer adds that the exercise class is not always taken by freshmen.
But seniors were waiting to take Exercise 1000 until right before they graduate.
Exercise Director Grace Ann Edwards says the program has been through some changes.
Now, since 3 years ago, they've changed the courseware. Everyone's taking a set curriculum.
Until recently, a swim test was required as part of the Exercise 1000 program.
It was not necessary for students to take the swim test. So they did away with it just because of all of the logistics and the safety issues.
Sawyer says the drop swim test has mixed results.
It's good because a lot of times people put off taking Exercise 1000 because it was a requirement, because they were afraid of taking the swim test.
But eliminating the swim test requirement has one disadvantage.
And then on the other hand, I think it's kind of a negative because I think it instilled the importance of learning how to swim.
This is Kevin Balo reporting for the Pirate News Network. ECU recently put into effect a freshman living requirement. Aaron Lucier, the Director of Operations for Campus Living, says the requirement is a good thing.
National and also our own ECU data indicate that students that live on campus during their first semester are more successful, have a higher GPA, and are most likely to come back the following year.
The policy has economic and financial impacts on the students.
We do realize for some students living on campus is a little bit more expensive than other alternatives.
Admissions Director Anthony Britt contrasts on and off-campus living.
I mean, their bed, their lights, their utilities, their meals at home are essentially already paid for.
However, this requirement does not apply to every student.
All the exemptions are basically 35 miles to campus.
35 miles.
If they're over 21 at the time of entry into the institution, if they've got 2 semesters of college somewhere else.
Veterans are among the excluded students.
Or military experience, because we figure if they've already have the military experience, they're coming in with a certain amount of maturity and understanding of how to manage their time and all those things that we think that living on campus provides.
I am Kevin Balo reporting for the Pirate News Network. The holidays behind us and hot weather on its way, fitness experts say there is a correlation between staying in shape and students' New Year's resolutions.
It goes with the holiday pounds, but also the New Year's resolutions, I think. You see an increase in the amount of people that come in here.
Fitness instructor Megan Sawyer contrasts staying fit in the winter versus the warmer months.
This time of year is actually a little bit more difficult, and also summertime and warmer days, a lot of sports are being played outside, so it makes it a little bit easier to be active.
If you're like many people during the fall and winter months, this bag of donuts will be more tempting than this exercise machine. But fitness experts give way to slay those temptations. Intern Kendall Johnson says fatty foods may be your worst enemy.
As a Western culture, we kind of place too much of an emphasis on those, and especially when you eat too many starchy things, your body converts it as sugar and it's stored as fat.
Sawyer and exercise director Grace Ann Edwards say that if you can't make it to the gym, there are alternatives.
There are a lot of things you can do to increase your activity without going to the gym, such as parking farther away when you go to a building.
So if you don't have a membership to a gym or a facility that you can go to, a neighborhood is a great option, especially if it's right where you live.
Edwards says that you don't have to give up your personal activities to stay healthy.
Rather go to the mall and walk around. That could be just as beneficial than you coming here and getting on a treadmill.
This is Kevin Balo reporting for the Pirate News Network.